I'm going to use that from now on.
Still dirty minds.
I love how other people describe my business and say, this is my little magic button. So, thank you, Tony. You made me laugh, which is fabulous. So, yeah, I like helping people look better naked. Now, it's not just naked without your clothes, but it's just naked without anything, without your armour. So when you wake up in the morning and you're going to brush your teeth and you're looking in the mirror and you look at yourself and you go, you know what, I'm doing okay. And that's not about, because when we go out, we all come here this morning and we've all, brushed our teeth and done our, well, not all of you have done your face, but anyway, you do your face, you put on some nice clothes, you feel good about yourself. But I like to help people with even without that. So let's get started. So a little bit about me. So born and bred Gold Coaster. A lot of you have heard my story before. I grew up just the northern end of the Gold Coast. My parents were sugarcane farmers. I'm one of 8. So I have a lot of psychological problems. The itty bitty shitty committee inside my head is my whole family. But this is my lovely mum. She's in a home out up near Laidley. She's 91. She had 8 children. She had my dad was diagnosed with cancer when I was 4. He died when I was 32. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do today, because my dad was a sugarcane farmer. And when he was diagnosed with cancer and stuff, he stopped having sugar and he changed his whole life. And consequently, my dad, instead of dying within 6 years, which was what most people were doing at that time, he lived for 28 years. And he always talked about soil health and soil nutrition, and there was goodies in fruit and vegetables that kept us well. And so I heard all this sort of stuff all my life, and then I had a cancer scare in my mid-30s, and I decided to take more control of my life. And so I always have, but was even more so. So my mum went through a lot, having raised 8 kids. She had a business with 8 kids and a husband that was pretty sick. This is my oldest daughter Lauren and her husband Lee, and my 2 little grandchildren Edie and Albie. They are lots and lots of fun. And this is my other daughter Madison. I didn't bother putting her husband in there. Don't tell him that, because okay, his name's Steve. And my newest grandson Brio, and they are the loves of my life, which is just a joy. So that's where I spend a lot of my time. And I also am a swimmer, and I love rebounding, and I've been doing line dancing, which is a real hoot, and playing pickleball. Anybody else do line dancing? Oh, 2, 3 of us, that's great. We'll do a line dance for you one day. Anyway, I'm doing this presentation for another group, and it's about a 20-minute one, so I'm going to talk really fast. You can have 1,000 problems in your life, but when you have a health problem, then you've only got one problem. And I grew up in a family that health was not taken for granted. And so when you've got something going on in your life, you do anything, whether it's a back problem, whether it's something serious, or even if it's just something minor, it's your number one priority, because without your health, what have you got? Absolutely. So if you had to choose to let one thing go as you aged, what would it be? Would you like to get rid of your not look after your brain, your vision, your bones, your joints, your cardiac, your heart? What would you like to let go as you aged? Just choose one. No, I don't want to choose any. The answer is none. I don't mind getting older. I don't want to get uglier, and I want to be able to do all the things that I do now for all of my life. And that's what looking after your body can do, is help you live young your whole entire life. So, but if you don't know this, if you're not giving your body what it needs, your body will make its own choices of what it will give up. And most of us don't realize that. It's doing its own triage every day. You know, we cut our finger and we don't have to tell our body what to do. Our body knows it will have to go out there and make it right again. But what's happening as we age, and it starts very, very early, is that our body will choose to put the goodness into a specific area to keep us going from day to day. And so it'll steal from our bones, it'll steal from our brain, it'll steal if we're not giving it the nutrients that it needs. So What if you could tell where your body's at? We drive around in our cars and we think that everything's okay. And then a red light goes off in our car. And then we go, oh crikey, I've got to get the oil checked or my tyres checked or whatever. So we go do it and then we're right again, right? But what about our bodies? What's happening in our bodies? Do we know what's going on? And I reckon the answer is no. So from the age of 20, we start aging in different ways. And one of the things that keeps us well is nutrients, obviously, but antioxidants. Antioxidants are, or the lack of antioxidants, responsible for every disease in our body, from macular degeneration to heart disease, diabetes, cancer. You don't catch them. You don't catch cancer, you don't catch diabetes, you degenerate to it. So how do you know how you're going in your degeneration journey? How do you know if you're healthy? Some people think that just because they're not sick, they're healthy. And that's just not absolutely true. Because you don't wake up at 60 or 70 or 80 with a disease. It's happening over time. And so tools like this, our company's invested $500 million to make a technology like this. This is not a toy. This is, I know it looks like it's from Temu, and it's $35 on Temu, but it's not. There's a stack of science behind this. And in 15 seconds, you stick your thumb on it, and it's going to give you a measurement. It's a live cell reading, a live reading of the health of your cells. You've got 70 trillion cells. Actually, no, it's not true anymore. The person that first thought it was 70 trillion, they've now got it back to 30 to 40 trillion cells in your body. I don't know who counted them, somebody with a lot of time. And those little cells are like having 30 or 40,000 little backyard swimming pools in your body. So you imagine a backyard swimming pool. If you don't feed your swimming pool what it needs, what happens to it? Interaction.
Green.
Goes green, thank you. If you don't have an energy pump pumping the water around, what happens to it?
Mold.
Yeah, skanky pool. And then if you don't have a creepy crawly picking up the rubbish, again, yucky pool, right? And so that's what's happening inside of our cells. We can't feel it, it's just happening. And so what you can do by measuring this is measuring the health of your cells through your skin, which is your largest organ. So why do we get degenerative diseases? It's because of something called oxidative stress. We're rusting. So you can get an apple, you cut it in half and leave it on the bench, it goes brown, right? So, but if you put lemon juice on it, it protects it. And if we're making fruit salad, we put lemon juice on the fruit salad so it doesn't go brown. And so we are rusting just like this apple does, but we don't rust as fast. We're a bit more like this. And a lot of the time, we're not seeing that, we're not feeling it. So oxidative stress is something that's happening to everyone just by breathing. Because the apple didn't go do anything, it's just sitting there and it's getting oxidative stress. You and I are getting oxidative stress all the time. So what causes it? So the number one thing for oxidative stress is smoking. So if you're a smoker, you put a number 1 down and put 16 zeros behind it, that's how many free radicals you're creating by having a cigarette. That's a lot. I don't know what number that is. Most of us are getting about 70,000 hits of free radicals a day. So it's happening to all of us. So exercise, you think, okay, I'm going to exercise. That's good for me. Yes, it is good for you, but it causes oxidative stress in the body. Alcohol, fast foods, all that sort of stuff is all creating oxidative stress. I'm a swimmer. I'm in chlorine 3 or 4 times a week. That's a big one for oxidative stress. And if we're not eating and having a good diet, if we don't have clean water, if you do not have a filter on your water, you are being a filter. You either buy a filter or you be a filter. And so there's all these things that we can do to help us. So you can take a good supplement and that will be your fire extinguisher for oxidative stress. And I want to show you a little thing because I know I don't have a lot of time. A little experiment. I failed science at school, so my science teacher would love that I could do this. So what I've got is water, in here, and it's representing what your body's like, or your body. And then I'll put some betadine in there. Betadine kills everything. It's an oxidant. Now, lemon juice. Lemon juice is an antioxidant, so we throw some lemon juice in there. And what happens is that it stabilizes it and makes it clear. Okay? That's what antioxidants do. So if you eat lots of high-colored fruit and vegetables, that's what's happening in your body. So we are, we have a supplement called Life Pack, which is the world's #1 selling supplement. It's not just a multi, it's everything your body needs to perform optimally. And one of the capsules, so it's at least 4 capsules a day, 4 or 6 depending on what you choose. If you're taking a 1 capsule a day multi, as adults we need 1400 milligrams of calcium alone, and in a 1 capsule a day multi you've got 1000 milligrams in total. So how can you have all your goodies that you need in there if you're only taking 1 capsule a day? So this capsule is full of 60 different antioxidants. So I'm just going to open it up a little bit and put a couple of little grains in there.
Oh wow.
So what's happening in your body all day is different things. You're getting free radical damage. And so when you're taking a product like this, and because we're a pharmaceutical grade nutritional company, it's not hope in a bottle, it's not guesswork, they're all clinically trialed, third party. You've got more stress happening in your life. So what happens to you during the day, Campbell? You go to work and then something happens?
No, I have got tablets in the morning. I've got some tablets I have. I've been on how long? That's 6 months.
Yeah.
Then I go to work.
Yeah.
Then I get really, really stressed because everyone's running late for the meetings here.
And then you get more stress.
And it pulls my hair out and they start calling me Dan then, but whatever.
Oh,
ouch.
And then you call Dan and have a massage.
And then I call Dan to have a massage. There we go, that's what happens.
Yes, but
He
we get stressed throughout the day, right? Things happen. Shit happens, as they say. And I'm going to hear more about that later. But if you've got some protection happening, I don't know if you guys can see this, I can't do 2 things at once. You're continuously being protected throughout the day. Because we don't just put 1 antioxidant there, there's 60 different antioxidants that do different things. I can do that for a while. And you've got protection happening all day. So there's
Look at me, is that what you
and
mean?
look at you. So the perfect marriage, actually I don't even know if there's a perfect marriage, I'm not married, so is combating oxidative stress with clinically validated nutritionals. Okay, and that's what we have. And this little tool can see where you're at. So whether your diet's working for you, whether the supplements that you take are working for you right now, it'll give you a number. And without measurement, you're just guessing. And I'm super passionate about this because I've lost too many people in my life to cancer, heart disease and diabetes. So there's 20 years worth of science behind this. This is, as I said, not a toy. And I've been measuring and remeasuring people for 20 years now. And it only started because I wanted to protect myself, but also my kids. The whole world's measuring their output. We measure our steps, our heart beats, our sleep, but we're not measuring what's the most important thing, which is the health of our cells. So this is the 2nd generation of wellness tech. You know, measuring the people that are important to you. From the 1st of March, we actually have these available to the public. So this is my youngest daughter, Madison. She scans at 1,000. At 18, Madison was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and we nearly lost her. So, you know, her health is so important. Now she's a little baby. She's been taking our supplements since she was about 11. So she scans at the highest. Lauren, my oldest daughter, she's in competition with her sister, of course, because that's what happens, and so she won't allow me to share her score until her score's a bit higher. But Edie and Albie, we're scanning them and seeing where they're at. They're important to me. I love them. I want them to be healthy. So the higher the score, the better. I'm going to go through this really quick because I've got probably 1 minute. And when you raise your antioxidant scores, everything works better. Energy levels, clarity of mind, sexual vitality, all of those things are important to all of us. And the things that you can do, you can take a good supplement. Don't take ours if you don't want to. That's fine. Take something. Increase your leafy greens and your high-coloured fruit and vegetables. Eat the rainbow. But I can tell you what, we will guarantee, whereas no other company will do that, we'll guarantee your score will increase within 90 days, or your money back. So if you can't absorb it, we'll give you your money back. We've done 1 million scans in the last 8 weeks around the world. And it took us, sorry, I've been busy scanning people. It took us 20 years to do 28 million scans with our last technology. So when people are looking after their bodies, they look and feel better. So this is Sue, she's in her 70s. This is 8 weeks on our longevity product called Y-Span, and one of our topical products. How cool is that? I don't mind getting older, don't want to get uglier. She's on a stack of products, lots of problems, and lots of skin problems just after 4 months. So if you're curious, it's an important biomarker for your long-term health. And I scan people for free, there's no charge, there's no expectation, just find out what your number is, for heaven's sakes. It could really help, it could actually save your life. So that's me.